Okay. Welcome to the pod. Uh, Before we get to the conversation with Becca Syme, there is a little administrative work we need to do. And this time, for this for this time only, I brought friends who are making faces at me, which is unkind.
This
Um,
time only?
I don't ever bring anybody. Well, you've done this with me once or twice before.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also you have me.
But I also have JP. So I have Laura and JP, all three dialogue doctor coaches on the intro. And the reason they are here is to talk about our new program, Dialogue Dash. Does somebody want to give a brief overview, or are you going to trust me to give a brief overview?
All right, well, we have 78 days of dialogue dashing. And in those 78 days, we're going to have 30 days of planning, 31 days of writing, and the remainder, which I think is 17 days of editing. How amazing does that sound? Do you want to
Dash
plan,
on,
write, and
dash
edit
on,
your novel?
dialoguers. Sorry, JP, I interrupted you.
Dash on. There you go. That
Yeah,
was the
so
overview.
the program is by far the most comprehensive thing we've done at the Dialogue Doctor. It is, like JP said, 78 days. Each week, there's going to be a weekly webinar that encourages your efforts and instructs you for what you're working on that week. There is a comprehensive workbook that has a step-by-step guide. It's full of weekly tasks for the planning and then daily writing, journaling for the writing period, and then back to weekly tasks for the editing. The goal of this program is to take writers, you and me, who either are struggling to start their novel, you have a great idea, a fantastic idea, and you're really struggling to figure out how to get on paper, or your novel has stalled, which is 9 times out of the 10 where I find myself, in that I've written a bunch of stuff and it's in a Word doc, and other ideas are starting to look very attractive, and I do not know how to finish what I've started. So that if that relates to if either of those things relate to you, this program is for you. Man, that sounded cheesy. That was really bad. This is
That's
for
pretty
you.
cheesy.
If either of those things for you. Okay, so Laura and JP, of all of the things we're offering, webinars, daily affirmation videos, cohorts with friendly competitions that have prizes, each of us having our own teams, the workbook, the scene appendix, the character voice appendix, all of the things. And I still haven't covered all of the things we're offering. $25 coaching discount, all of the things. What are you most excited about for the program?
JP, you want to go first?
No, I want you to go first.
Thank you. That's very
Oh,
generous.
y'all are so kind to each other.
Yeah. So I have two things I'm most looking forward to. First is office hours, which you haven't mentioned yet.
I
Each
haven't
one,
mentioned.
yeah, each one of the coaches will be online for an hour or so every week. So anybody who's available at that time who has questions can just jump on to that office hours site, ask questions, kind of talk about where you are, your progress, what's coming next, all of those things. So I'm really looking forward to that kind of unstructured coaching for I'm hoping people show up to it and I'm not just sitting on my Zoom call by myself. But whatever. I'll entertain myself if you don't show up. But if you want to, I'm really excited about connecting with different writers in that forum. The other thing I'm very excited about is the competition. We've kind of talked about, I mean, is anyone surprised that the competition is the part that's exciting for me? I mean, it's
I
not
don't
like
know.
the core of my personality is competitive or anything. So,
I'm pumped about you losing in the competition. That's what I'm pumped about.
well, you're gonna cry a lot because my team's gonna win.
You know I do cry a lot too, so that's not fair. Um,
Yes, but this time it will be my team making you cry.
oh yeah, come on,
Well,
my team.
probably JP's team too, but
Yeah, I do
I don't
do a
know.
lot of like rec coaching for my kids, and I am the coach that's like, don't worry about winning or losing, guys. We're just here to have a great time. Yeah.
Oh, you're Ted Lasso.
Am I? I've
Yeah.
never watched the show.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna cry.
There's only so many streaming services I can afford. Hey, people, sign up for the Dialogue Dash so I can get Apple TV. I'm just kidding. That's a terrible reason.
No.
Okay, here we go. We're going to incentivize Jeff and everyone else. If we get 75 enrollees, I will buy Apple TV for Jeff
Yes.
for 3 months.
Yes.
So he can watch Apple TV.
Oh, so I can watch Ted Lasso.
And Silo.
Everyone will
Silo
get to
is
hear
worth
about
it.
Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
The next
tired of
3
talking
months
about
of podcasts will be about the dialogue in Ted Lasso.
It's amazing. JP, have you watched it?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't live under a rock, surprisingly enough.
Thank you.
It's cozy under
This
here.
is why our teams are going to beat Jeff's team. I'm sorry, anyone who signs up in your own Jeff's team.
Does Ted Lasso lose in the show?
I can't tell you. You have to watch it.
Oh,
If
okay.
you're going to get your spoilers, you're going to get them somewhere else. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
JP,
It's
will
an amazing show.
JP, what are you most excited for?
Oh, we found the rails again? Is that
We were never
Okay.
off them. We were never
Oh,
off
okay.
them. We were kind of
We
teetering
were
on
on
a
a
wheel.
Well.
parallel track.
I am most excited about the workbook because it is something that has been a conjoined child of the three of us, and we've really intermixed dialogue, doctor, story hypothesis, and just all of these fun pieces, and trying to make it into something that is helpful. Like, I know that when I'm working and editing through it, I'm looking at it through the lens of like me using this in the future. And so I feel like the planning section in and of itself is pretty solid at this point. And it doesn't spend a ton of time with like world building aspects and all these pieces. It's really focused on getting to the core and the heart of your story so that we can really focus on getting that outline and then our writing in. So I think that this workbook is something that is really great for people in Dialogue Dash to use, and then it will be great down the road to use in the future.
And it's beautiful. You've done a fantastic job. JP's been the lead designer on the workbook, and you've done a great job designing it. It is a very nice thing to have. It's going to be a great asset.
It has to look pretty, otherwise what's the point?
It does. It looks very nice.
And I think it's really such a great tool because it's not one of these use once kinds of tools. We're really spending a lot of time focusing on like, okay, you can use it for this story, but then you can also use it for your next story and your next story and your next story, because it's like kind of a one size fits all for a single vehicle character. Which is kind of cool because it doesn't really matter what genre, that's a weird word, you're writing, or kind of what kind of story you're trying to tell, what kind of journey your vehicle character is going on. It gives you all the tools that you need all the way through. I think it's definitely worth $1 a day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the cost, by the way, $1 a day. $78 total. Did we say that already? I don't know if we did.
Not.
We did.
That's why.
I think I think I'm most excited. I really, of all the things we've done, like the master classes are great. They are 4 hours, 4.5 hours of content. If you count the pre-content, they end up being like 6 hours of content that I feel like sometimes we're kind of beating you with a baseball bat. It's like, hey, here's this new way of thinking, absorb it all. The Slack is amazing, and I love the dialoguers group, but it is a lot about craft and a lot about community and not a lot about accountability. And I talk to many of you during the week. I don't know if everybody knows this, but if you write me an email, I reply. So I talk to a lot of you during the week, every week, about where you are with your books and the problems you're having. And there is always this like this place where we get to where we're like, I don't know what to do next. And so I'm really pumped about, I think, the impact this is going to have on everybody that uses it, because it's going to teach you a system for launching a book or for getting unstuck that you'll be able to use the rest of your writing career. It is not the end all be all of writing systems. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is the new story grid, where it's a comprehensive, just follow this to the letter and everything will be fixed for all time. This is a simple, flexible, individualization-y way. I don't know how to say
Those
that.
were words.
Those were things that'll allow you to take wherever you are and move forward with a community and a cohort. And, like I've said before, writing is a team sport. So we need that cohort around us to get work done. So I'm really pumped about all of that. Anything else we want to say about the Dialogue Dash before we send everybody to listen to the interview with Becca Syme?
I just want to reiterate, I think that the key here is crafting a community together to go through this workbook and really motivate people to at least get the biggest chunk of their novel that they can get done. This is obviously tied around a certain November event. And I think that regardless of if you plan on writing every single day or not, having the community using the same tools and sharing the same language and having that same accountability is something that is really difficult to find during this time. Especially if you're looking at like just local and regional groups. It's just not the same. I'm going to be honest. So I think that this is a really good way to use the community that you have and maybe meet some new people who have the same drive.
Yeah, and just to add, this is a question I've gotten from like 5 or 6 people this week. What if I don't want to write every day? And you are not going to be shamed. I like that. Sure, you have to get your word count. We're not going to do that.
Nope.
At the beginning of every week, you are going to set your goals for the week, and you're going to set up like, I want to write these scenes. This is when we get to the November writing period. This week, I plan to write these scenes. JP and Laura and I have put together a really fantastic scene appendix that gives you 40 different scene types to write. So you'll be able to kind of like breeze through the appendix and be like, I'm going to write these 5 scenes this week, or I'm going to write these 4 scenes this week. Or if you want to write every day, I'm going to write these 7 scenes this week. But it is going to be a self-paced program. So I have had a lot of people be like, I've tried this right every day and it doesn't work for my life because I have a full-time job and I've got kids, I've got family. 1 week I'm going to be on vacation. That's all fine. This is going to be a self-paced thing for you. So don't let that scare you away. This isn't a guilt. It just happens to fall at this time of year because this was when we were available to do it. But it's we're not going to beat you every day to like, why haven't you written, you horrible human? That's not what we're going to do.
Instead, we'll have nice little short videos every day that you could or could not listen to, in which one of us will be encouraging and nice.
Hang out with one of us.
Except maybe Jeff.
I along those same lines, I've gotten a couple of emails about like how this fits in with what I'm already doing or my timing. If you are already writing and you're in the editing process, going back and kind of finding how to smooth out your messy middle, the scene guides can help you with that. The 17 days of editing can help you with that. If you've already planned and are getting ready to start writing, you don't have to go through the planning again. You can just do the writing. So definitely the tool is intended to be used by authors regardless of the timing, whether it's about you don't want to or can't write every day, or if it's about like where you are in your journey. It's basically a comprehensive toolkit that gives you access to the coaches in a inexpensive way. we got some emails from people who were disappointed because the free sessions were taken so quickly this time. While it's not the same as having a free session, those coaching sessions and some of the write-in writing sessions or call-in writing sessions will kind of give you access to the coaches in a way that we really haven't offered before. So that's kind of an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, and I will say, if you show up to Laura's office hours and you're the only person there, I know her well enough to know that I promise she'll tell you, just put it on the screen and we can edit it right now together.
What are you talking about? I would never
Making
do something
promises
like
right
that.
away.
Yeah, you got to catch her alone, but that'll happen. All right, well, thank y'all for coming on. This is the first. I'm a little emotional about it because this is the first project we've done together as a team, and you two are the most brilliant people I know. So I'm excited about
Wow, that's high praise.
the work that is coming out of
That's
this.
too much praise. I don't like it.
I know, it's very
It's
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. JP, please go to your goblin door in the back.
Goblin door.
So
I'm
if
so
you're on the podcast,
disappointed
you have
I
no
want
idea
a
what we're
goblin
talking about.
door.
Yeah, so go to dialoguedoctor.com, look in the menu and find the button for Dialogue Dash.
Or you can go to dialogue-teachable. No, not dialoguedoctor.teachable.com.
Yeah, that'll do it too.
And the course is listed there.
Yep. All right, thanks y'all. Let's get to the conversation with Becca.